I've just gotten back from Tier1con and here comes a video vlog of sorts, or my experience from it, showcasing a little bit about what was going on there. Wow, I need to shave. Really tired too, but here we go. Tier1con is a tournament, so the entire team went down there to compete. We basically had to go by train from the top up there, Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, to Malmö, down there at the bottom. Took 7 hours to ride. And of course, we also brought our mascot for luck, Pooh Bear. And the entire place was enormous. I had a lot of time taking some photos before people entered to showcase what was existing there. Lots of cool art you could buy or get signed. The artist area was actually kind of packed. There were always people there sitting in a long queue to either get their card arted, get their card signed, or buy a playmat or such. Dragon Shield was there giving giveaways. Lots of mercs of all nerdy kinds. A mixture of all kinds of card games basically. But also a lot of board games that you could buy. And the new game Star Wars, the miniature war game. They had an arcade section where you could pay only €5 to basically play arcade games for the entire day. T-shirts, Tier1con selling magic cards at card market price value. And if you wanted to, you could also sell cards to them as well. They had the role-playing games, D&D adventures you just could jump into, like a one-shot adventure. And some really cool dungeon, or well, I think this was a village setups. They also had a tournament of Vampire Eternal Struggle running in the venue as well. It's actually a really cool game if you haven't tried it out. It's very similar to Commander as it is a multiplayer. You can only play this in multiplayer, by the way. You attack in a circle. There is a combo. I think there are 2 combos inside the entire game, but no one is going for them because they are really weak. So if you don't like combos, if you like EDH and want to have a competitive game, this might be something you should look into. Now, they did have a cafe of sorts where you could buy sandwiches and such, but honestly, this tournament or this event took place quite locally, so you could just go outside to a supermarket or to a Subway, McDonald's and buy your food there and just walk back quite easily. Malmö Brädspelsförening, or well, Malmö Board Game Group, was also there, bringing a lot of board games that you could come and just play for free versus others there. Yeah, that game was more fun than I thought it would be. You have a lot of board games here. What are you guys?
We are board game geeks.
Nice.
Yes, very nice. It's popular to be a geek nowadays.
It is.
Yes, we have some designers who are here and they are playtesting their games. They are like they haven't started to produce them yet, but mostly we have tons of games that you can play in the store. We try to have a wide range of complexity, like for kids, co-op, strategy, easier games, puzzle games, etc. So that's something for everyone.
What is the best board game? Your favorite?
Ark Nova.
What is that?
It's you're building a zoo. You need to have, the big, beautiful animals that people want to pay the tickets for. It's a little bit like Terraforming Mars. Kind of the same strategy and complexity level.
Have you ever played Captain Sonar?
Yes, I have.
What do you think about it?
That's a lot of fun. Yes.
You're a good person.
Captain Sonar just happens to be my personal favorite board game. And between all the other magic and stuff, we were able to scrap together a game there which made me really happy. It's a submarine game where you're supposed to figure out where your opponent is in a seek and destroy. And that is why we have this little wall here, so you just can't look over to the other team's side and see on paper where they at. But we had a secret weapon. Pooh Bear was on the lookout. It was a cool game and a cool win with some fellow cEDH TV followers. And that's a big thing why you should go to some of these events, because this is the place where you're perfectly getting the opportunity to meet some of your cEDH content creators.
Play to win! Hey everyone, I'm DJ. You probably know me from the Jumbo Commander YouTube channel. I'm Joe Cherries. I'm BZ, and that makes us the nitpicking nerds.
Okay, give me a break. It's like really hard to record that with proper audio in a huge venue where there's echo and a lot of people talking at the same time. So I was able to get a game going versus Dylan and Cam, where I won, by the way. And if you don't know who these two are, they are a cEDH YouTube channel making gameplay videos. Similar to mine, their content is very fast and gets straight to the point. Their gameplay videos are something between 10 to 15 or sometimes 16 minutes. And they also have an enormous amount of energy. All content creators more or less were sitting there mostly of the time and just playing games with people coming by that were following them or just happened to see them by accident. So once again, these events are like the best opportunity to play games versus some cool guys you follow on internet. We had a person cosplaying Chandra. But now let's continue to the main event, or well, this YouTube channel's focus of main event, the cEDH tournament that went on there. Or there were actually 3 tournaments, as there were Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 1 tournament for each day. I personally decided to only play 1 day, and Jordan, Anis and Pontus basically played all 3 because there was just so much stuff to do at the venue. Like all the things I've showcased to you, I didn't want to miss out on all the other things that was available. But it was a typical cEDH tournament as you usually know it. You played 3 games, and then you had a top 4, and the winner of top 4 won that specific tournament. So a problem with that is that cEDH can be a little bit random. You can have games that suddenly go in one complete direction because of turn order and luck of the cards, or just multiplayer luck in general. So if you have a really low amount of games, it can accidentally become a bit random. The reason why cEDH tournaments are usually 5 games and then top 16, and then you play through the top 16 until top 4, and you play 1 game inside top 4, so you usually play something like 7 games, is because you need a lot of games to remove luck, and you can't really fill more than that because of time schedule. Personally, I think cEDH tournaments should try to aim for 12 games or more, because when you reach that amount of games, you remove luck completely. Sure, you're gonna have some games where someone is extremely lucky and maybe you lose those games, but when you have a lot of games, you really remove the luck factor. Player skill will take over luck eventually. And in this event, this would have been possible. Instead of going 3 games, 3 tournaments individually, I think they should have 1 larger tournament, just 1 big that extended over several days, as we basically had Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Well, you didn't even need to go all 3, you could have something like Saturday and Sunday tournament only. We could have easily reached 12 games over these 3 days or over only 2 days here. I think that would have been a lot better and a lot more interesting for players to see their progress throughout the tournament, because in this scenario where sometimes we played 3 games or 4 games, tiebreakers became a little bit tricky. And let me showcase a really horrible scenario that did actually happen. Let's say you have a player that is 2-0 from 4 games, and then you have a player that has 1 win, 1 bye, which is basically meant they didn't get to play a game, which is giving them a win, and then 2 losses. In tiebreaker, the person with 2 wins will have a better seating to the top 4 compared to this player with a bye. So if you were randomly unlucky getting a bye, getting into top 4, or well, in top 16 if that would be the case, is getting impossible. So some feedback to the people who organized this event: it was not the best way to run a cEDH tournament in my opinion. But I should also just throw in that cEDH tournaments are really hard to run to begin with, so it's okay. It's a learning experience. And in the future, in August, I will leave a link in the description below of the video, there will be a tournament, a cEDH tournament run by Tier1con in Denmark, really close to Malmö. And that tournament will be run by Joking, someone with a lot of experience organizing and executing cEDH tournament events. He's the person that organized the last year Tier1con, and that one went perfect. On the first day of Friday, we had these awesome people going to top 4. Pontus actually reached top 4, but the winner for the first game was Kolki on the blue farm. the next day we have these guys going to the top 4 with Corvold playing Corvold, winning the entire tournament. And on the last day on Sunday I wasn't able to catch them all 4 on time, but the winner was Nigella. So Blue Farm, Corvold, Nigella were the commanders that brought home some victories. Overall a really fun event with a lot of magic happening all over the place. But going to a big event like this, my huge recommendation is just don't tunnel vision into only magic. Sure, magic is the focus. It is why me and you are going there to begin with. But we're all geeks or nerds or whatever you wanna call us that suddenly have the opportunity to just try out new things. Because events like this just offer so much. It's the hanging out with people. I look really weird in that picture. We have like 4 really tall Swedish people and then me in the middle and my shoulders go like eh. Meet new cool people with interests you haven't really heard of before. And the absolute wonderful pleasure at sleeping in really expensive hotel rooms. Hear about the games you never thought existed. Because you never know what's gonna be your new favorite hobby until you find it, or who's gonna be your new best friend. Because on this event I found something so absolutely amazing that just blew my mind that I wanted to make a completely individual video about it, or actually even maybe a new YouTube channel about it. Or we will see. It's definitely something I wanna dig my teeth or look into more in the future, but in any case the concept is called Mega Game. And that's the end of this little vlog, or well, some form of review or some form of showcase or some form of, you know, tale of the tape of the Tier1con cEDH event. Or well, it was a big game event, it was just not Tier1con, that happened in Malmö. Hope to do more about that in the future. Until then, take care guys, see you next time.